Mexican standoff we got here.
Weapons down.
And we'll let you escape with your dignity.
Hey, James Remar here, and Magic Mike. Welcome to Magic Mike's YouTube channel, Hollywood TOYZ, with a Z at the end. Tune in, enjoy. There's Magic Mike, and your pal James Remar.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to Hollywood TOYZ, the only place where you can live the movies. I am your host, Magic Mike, and welcome to my channel, where I do travel and entertainment vlogs covering theme parks, comic and horror cons, movies, celebrities, action figures, video games, and more. And I also have some pretty cool action films so that you won't miss out on any future videos, future live streams, or new product releases. And now, it's magic time. Time for another pack and stream live on this lovely day. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. I know I am with my Arizona sweet tea, which is what today's episode is brought to you by. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'm going to get started with the labeling. I already printed out all of my labels. We have a lot of packages to get through today. And once we start getting some people in here, we can move on to the topics of discussion. That's right. Alright, so what are we going to start with? Which side are we going to start with? These seem... Oh, that's right. We need to start with our flat packages first. As always. Okay. So, that Star Wars backdrop. And that label is going to be in this pile over here. Going to Paul P. PP. In Jeffersonville, Indiana. Nice. Okay. Get that secured. One thing about that I also like about these lives is, in a way, they also become video diaries, which I've been doing for myself personally for years, which I also plan on doing. I mean, I am doing it here, and at some point, I'll be making videos showing some clips of those past diaries that I made before I officially started this channel. So if I throw out things as a kind of a note to myself, it's really a note to myself, like, oh, today I did this or that. It's just for my own personal record, my own personal documentation and that sort of thing. Okay. What else we got? Okay, this one is going out to Adam M. Where are we at? Right there. Going to Adam M. in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just been coming up with ideas nonstop. it's a blessing and it's a curse because it's like these are super cool, super great ideas for live streams and videos. But then the bad thing is it just keeps me from being behind. But I'm gonna get it done no matter what. But I've had so far a better sales month this month than last month. So that's great, of course. I want to make as many sales as possible and as much money as possible, which is great. I'll never complain about that. The only downside to that is it just continues to suck away time that I could be putting into finishing what I want to catch up on so I could finally catch up on everything. But still pretty stoked that I finally got down to the 120s. 129.8 is the last weight I weighed myself this past Saturday. And I haven't been in the 120s since my early 20s. So one heck of a milestone. I was beginning to doubt it was even possible. Which kind of relates to today's topic as well. The basic gist of it, whatever goal you got going on and it's a realistic and achievable goal, then never give up and do what you got to do to make it happen, Captain. So this one is Anthony I. Oh, wrong pile. Okay. And then hopefully, once I'm done, hopefully we'll get another Zach Incredible Impression live time drive stream. And yep, Anthony I. Long Island City, New York. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. All right. Oh yeah, let's get some music going. Nice, soothing, relaxing music. Very theatrical and cinematic. Adding a soundtrack to living the movies. This one is going to Chase M. New sound. Yeah. Check. Of course. Dang it. What was it? It was the US. USO? Yep, USO. Okay. So thanks to a tip from my friend Rob, I bought a share of USO, US Oil. I bought it 126 something, now it's up to 128.65 as of this moment. So got a couple dollars in gains there. So should I buy more? Or sell now? Buy less? Because I saw that VDE was going down, so good thing I didn't buy one of those, I guess. Right, that's that one. Okay, next one is going to Alexis Y. Why? Because I like you. Okay, so this one, Matthew B. Matthew B. in Carmel, Indiana. Another Indiana one. This VDE is still going down. It was 176 last time I checked. Yep. Still going down. Oh, Lord. Oh my lord, I just realized. I gotta go to the store and get more batteries for Chucky batteries, because again, I'm already almost out, and it seemed just like the other day that I was, that I was there. So it looks like we're gonna have some more making Chucky battery streams later on. Okay. All right. We also, okay, so this one is going out to, one of the international ones I still gotta print a label out for. Yeah, these two are internationals. What am I gonna do here? Alright. We'll do those now. See if we can't get them from some orders too. Yeah, I know. 2 orders. Okay. So, to pirate ship. Please be a simple address. Okay. Single label. Alright. Let's... think that's the city, but what's the state? 62117. Happened to the... I hate these! Hey! Amanda Love is here! How you doing? Just trying to print up some labels for our usual Monday pack and ship stream. Thanks for stopping by. Looks like I'm not alone after all. Okay. So I need to find out what city and state this crap is in. Barbarious, France. Usually, that's awesome. I haven't sold art in a while. Oh, you make art! I don't know if you have any social media or not, or Discord, but I'd like to see some of that. Oh, goodness. Get it? Gift teaser added. Alright. Try this one. Ooh. Why is it not doing it anymore? Do I have to fill in the whole thing? My social media is on break. I'm getting tired of people. Yeah, I know what you mean. People suck sometimes. Alright, we're just gonna have to do it through here and just... Okay. Get shipping labels. Additional info. Shipping from the United States. Okay, there's that. 88. Y. I finished. Global. Yeah. Why is it not? The heck? One, 8. Is it making me do both first? Edit the dates. Okay. We had to do both. Yeah. Sorry, folks. But this is basically going to be the hardest part done and figured out. Pre-fill. Tricycles, dolls, other toys. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. Review, purchase, and print. But at least I've figured out or realized to print those separate so I could still use the scan sheet or print a scan sheet. And there they go. On the way down this assembly line. Assembly line. I can hear it. Alright, so back to where I was. So we have a Miles Dyson Cyberdyne employee ID going out to Heiko Pills, going out to Germany. And, there it is. How is it going? Still holding strong at 128.80. Gold's going up, Bitcoin's going up, the Dow's going up. And then this one is going out to Christopher L., all the way down in France. Yeah. Okay. All the envelopes are done. Now time for the tubes. Where do I sell these items? On my Facebook Hollywood Toys fan page. Let's see. Who have since you're interacting. Go. 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 Bam. There you go. Hollywood Toys fan page for all of your movie and action figure needs. I'm here for you. Okay. Alright, so next up, and you're right on the top, David G. in Jurupa Valley, California. Whoops. So we got me right now, and then hopefully a Zach Drive Time Live, but definitely for sure we'll have the Zach Incredible Impression live panel tonight, starring me, Magic Mike, at 7:30 p.m. It's gonna be wild. But I can't wait to finish up on all this stuff, which is, work on, finish the rest of the stuff I need to finish and edit for the YouTube channel, because as soon as I do that, then I can become the future vlog master and be able to pump out more content on a more consistent rate of at least I would say an average of at least 3 vlogs per week, and at least two or three shorts per week, and at least 2 or 3 lives per week. So overall, I think it'll average out to at least 1 video per day, like one video, 1 piece of content, and one form or another per day, every day, you know, whether it's a live or a short or a vlog, one, if not all of the three, that I'll be able to do and do more consistently once I finally finish working on all of my video assets and sound sights and sounds and all that good stuff. Which I thought I would have had done by now, which is why I made that video weeks ago saying, hey guys, in just a matter of a couple days, I'll be able to put out videos more often. And I haven't gotten to that point yet that I thought I'd be at by now, but only because I keep getting more and more ideas. I wish my mind would shut off and not discover these ideas. I need to catch up. All right, this one is going to Evan M in Corvallis, Oregon. Because I know the more content any YouTuber is able to put out, the more subscribers you get. So I am working on it. I know it doesn't look like it just by looking at what I put out thus far, but I am working on it. Fast and furiously am I ever working on it. While not being sucked in by making and packing orders. But it's been one of my best weeks yet in sales, so that's a good thing. That's always been a dream of mine, to become an entrepreneur, and I'm doing it. Okay, that's that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to go. Whew. How many envelopes do we have? Envelope packages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 8. 16 packages altogether. Okay. This one is going to Joe V in Clifton, New Jersey, another fellow New Jersey-an. Whoop! You followed me on Instagram. Thank you so much. I will follow you back. More to go. 1 TB. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, man. Another one of these. Use Twitter X a lot. Not me, but one of these days. I probably should, maybe. I don't know. With the D. Oh, John TV. Right there. All right. So cool. Thing about X is they reported that Japan actually uses it most. America is second, so you could probably make a lot of sales to Japan. Okay. Four more to go. Our last one of those, and this one's going out to Clayton H. in Athens, Georgia. Hey, Bukaki! Alright. Epic music. What's it the soundtrack from? Makes me think of a fantasy RPG game. It's actually a YouTube channel that does a 24-hour broadcast stream of this kind of music called The Echoing Veil. Perfect background music, don't you think? 3 more to go. And 3 more labels. So I did it right. Adrian Von Ziegler is on YouTube, makes very good similar stuff. Yeah, I love it. Alright, I'm glad I discovered this channel. You know, I'm very, very picky with my music, so when I do find something, it's like I latch onto it, and I'm like, yeah, my kind of music. Because I've been looking for perfect background music and, you know, stuff like this. That's cinematic and classical and orchestral type stuff. Alright, this one is going to Ephraim A. in Philadelphia. And can be motivating. And that's what we're talking about today. Two more? Ah! Almost there, almost there. And this one's going out to Lee D. in Baltimore, Maryland. Whoa! Dang it. Okay. So I just recently also discovered or realized that I could do editing live streams. Because before I knew how to use, streaming studios, I thought I could do a live stream while editing, but that was when it was me just looking at the screen and, you know, you viewers out there just looking at my dumb face trying to edit with a lot of dead air time. But I just recently discovered how I could show you what I'm editing, so at least you have a more of an interesting visual and, you know, have something going on the screen while I edit, and then have a pretty cool background music like this to go along with it for some pretty chill editing streams, you know, where I would otherwise. So that's another way that I could that I can sneak in some more live streams here and there where I would otherwise be like, oh, I can't stream right now, I want to catch up on editing. Well, I can do that while live streaming at the same time. Why not, right? I'm just doing what I would be normally doing, either streaming or not streaming. So what's it matter? And any stream is better than no stream, even if I only have like 3 watchers and it may not be all that super exciting. But, you know, just as a way to get a peek behind the curtain a little bit, see how I do things. And the last one, going off to G off W in Manassas, Virginia. And we are doing great on time, done well before 3 o'clock, which is my goal, is to try and get done and out the door by 3 o'clock if I can, to get to that post office and have plenty of time to do any errand running and going to Walmart and picking up any last minute items that I might need, all that good stuff. So, the packing has been completed. All right, and we have our 2 print scan forms. Let's see if I can generate another one, which I doubt. Woo. Dang it. Confirm. Okay. Done. Completed. Oh, it'll let me do a scan sheet for that? Okay. Voila. Looks like we're making another scan sheet, y'all. Print. Yeah. There we go. All right. So that is done. So now we can chill for a bit and talk about what I'd like to talk about. The main topic of today's show, which is, what is it again? When things are going wrong, that's a sign that they will go right. Just another one of the many principles or philosophies that that I live by. So one thing I'm definitely a big believer in is the law of attraction, and that is whatever you think about and focus on the most, that's what you're going to bring into your life. So like for example, if you're just if you're a troll who goes after people and tries to bring other people down or bring yourself back up, you're just going to bring more of that back onto you. And not just trolls, just in general. If all you do is complain and focus on everything that's wrong in your life, you're only going to bring more of that wrong into your life, because you become what you think about. Whereas on the opposite end, if you think positively all the time and think about the things that you do have and think about the things that are working, you're going to bring more of that into your life, and become more successful. So just like as a general example, if just haters in general, I'm not talking about just necessarily online, but in general, a hater, troll, someone who's jealous, right? A hater who's hating on someone that's more successful than them, that has, let's say, a fancier car, has a bigger house, has more success, has more money. Think about it. Hating on that person isn't going to make your life any better. It may make you feel better temporarily to try to tear it down, like, oh, he probably handouts, or he probably stole it, or just any excuse as to why they themselves aren't in that position, right? Where, what I'm saying? So think about this. There's no self-made millionaire or a multimillionaire out there that got to where they are by being jealous and hateful of other people. So keep that in mind. If you want to become successful, you want to build wealth, you're not going to get there by focusing on other people that are doing better than you and trying to bring them down. Instead, do the opposite. Befriend that. Like for me, I want to befriend anybody that's doing better than me because I want to find out what they did to do it. I want to bring that into my life. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know, how did you get that car? How did you get that house? How did you build that wealth? What are your secrets? What do you do? What are your habits? Maybe I could pick up something that I otherwise wouldn't have thought about. So, in other words, by being happy for people that are being successful, you're going to bring that back to yourself. So, likewise, put yourself in that person's shoes that is the successful person. Would you appreciate it if you had other people trolling on you and hating on you for what you have and trying to downplay it and trying to, make up things about you and, oh, what did you have to do to steal that? And, oh, did you get, how many hand-downs have you gotten? Oh, are your parents rich? You're living off of them? Whatever, nonsense it is. So that's that. But in particular today, I want to talk about when things seem to be going wrong, that's when things are going right. So I got a bit off track, but what I'm trying to say is I believe in the law of attraction. So one motivator that I always keep in the back of my mind is something that is from one of my favorite, I don't know if you would call it a documentary, but it's called The Secret. And, yep, it's on YouTube. And there's like two different versions of it, but they're almost basically the same thing, talking about the law of attraction and how you can, attract into your life all the things you want to do, accomplish, whatever. But I would say one of my favorite quotes from that documentary is somebody pointing out, we have no problem building spaceships and sending them out into space and sending people to the moon and back. That's pretty huge. So always keep that in mind. We sent men to the moon. if they can accomplish that, then that makes any of my goals like minute in comparison, and no reason or excuse why we shouldn't be able to accomplish any of our own goals that are realistic and achievable, you know. So the other thing to keep in mind, though, is that, you know, life isn't easy, and you're gonna, you know, face challenges, and you're gonna fail more than you succeed. And I think that's one thing to prepare your mind for, is to just know. It's an absolute fact. At any goal you're going to accomplish, you're going to have failure after failure after failure. And that does not mean you won't get to the goal. So some of the most successful people in the world have a million times more failures than probably everyone in the country combined that don't, you know, have goals, that, you know, are too afraid to, you know, achieve their dreams and go off after their goals, you know, whatever. For every success you see, you know, there was 1,000 failures behind it, you know? So like for the, you know, the self-made millionaire who has 3 nice cars and, you know, a mid to full-size mansion, you know, it almost looks too easy, and, you know, but, you know, people did not see the years and decades of struggle before that, and all the sacrifice and all the failures that that person went through to get to where they are. In fact, you know, there's probably a lot of times where you could look at one chapter of their life without knowing the ending, and look at one of their most stressful moments of their life where they were struggling the most, and you'd read it and be like, oh, that person is never going to make it. But then, surprise ending, they did. So, yeah. So just know there's going to be lots of failures. You know, I'm failing all the time, and the idea is to fail upward. And you know, so basically the message is that lots and lots of failures does not mean you won't reach the finish line. It's just something that you have to go through. You know, it's the cost of doing business, as I say. You know, sometimes you got to lose in order to win. No sacrifice, no victory. So, but how can we use movies as an example, as a motivator, and to also kind of prove my point a little bit more? So I want to bring up 3 very, very important pulp culture, iconic, super blockbuster movies. Jaws, Back to the Future, and Star Wars. You know, biggest, you know, movies and franchises in all of movie history. We all know this. You know, they're groundbreaking movies and franchises. But what do they all have in common? Those movies went through hundreds and hundreds and thousands of failures before they could become a success. So while I'm not the hugest Star Wars fan, that's one of those movies where I'm more a fan of the behind-the-scenes stories and the documentaries. Like I love Star Wars Empire of Dreams, I believe it's called. Shout out to the chat. Hello, Mike. Hey, D-Man, what's going on? I would say you came just about in time, as I was laying it down, talking about how we can use movies to achieve our dreams, so that we too can live the movies with the help of movies. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, it came out in 2004. Empire Dreams. Yep, it's on YouTube. So this is your homework, folks. To watch The Secret and then watch Empire Dreams. Hey, Tokes! Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, just Empires of Dreams. Watch that documentary, or any documentary, really, on the making of Star Wars. And look at all the production hell, you know, that George went through. You know, when things seemed impossible. And, you know, he was so stressed out over making this movie that it almost drove him to a heart attack. Because he became so sick with stress and worry, not getting seemingly all the shots that he wanted, and going over budget and over time, filming in the desert and having storms knock over sets, and to where like he definitely had some perseverance to pull through, like whatever flack anyone wants to give him for being a director. As far as endurance goes, like that guy's the man. And of course, it was like he was determined to get the movie made, but even in his mind, though, he wasn't expecting it to be a mega hit by any stretch of the imagination. He expected it to make around the same amount that any general sci-fi movie made around that time. And then just look at what happened. It all came together, and the perseverance, it paid off. Same with Jaws. All of the technical issues with working with animatronics in water, and again, not being able to get all the shots that he wanted, and having to work around this shark that worked only 5% of the time, and hearing nothing but shark's not working. So that's another documentary for you to check out. Just plagued with problems, and seemed impossible, seemed hopeless, and again, almost by accident in a way, that movie too became a mega, I think the first blockbuster, if I'm remembering that correctly, if not one of the first blockbusters, and I think one of the movies that actually coined the term blockbuster. So, and then there's Back to the Future. Before the production even began, just selling the script and shopping around with all the studios, written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, with Robert Zemeckis planned as director, and they shopped it around to all studios, and their script got rejected. I think it was like 37 times. So they didn't take no for an answer. They didn't say after the first no, the second no, the third no, like, oh, okay, maybe we need to make some changes, or maybe we need to look at another avenue or direction, but no. And most people probably at tops after the fourth or fifth time would be like, all right, this isn't working. But they just kept going and going and going and pushing and, not giving up. And Robert Zemeckis has kept those rejection letters and has framed them and put them on his wall as, just as a reminder. So even the most successful people in the world had major struggles to get to where they are, and it wasn't easy. So that's the basic message is, hey, genitalia, thank you for stopping by. Talking about living the movies and how to use movies to motivate yourself, especially through times where you're just frustrated and going through struggles and failures to get to whatever goal that you're trying to get to. So Star Wars being that ultimate example of, look at the production behind that. There was, probably 10,000 things that went wrong behind the scenes, but George Lucas, persevered. Same with Jaws, same with Back to the Future. So the basic message being that think about those people, and not just in movies, but in general, like probably endless stories of, you read the first half of the story where it seemed like that person was going nowhere, nothing but failures, and most people be like, why are you beating yourself up like this? Why are you torturing yourself? You're obviously not going to achieve that goal you want to do, and it's kind of silly anyways, just give up. And then they didn't, and then they triumphed. So think of Star Wars, think of Jaws, think of Back to the Future, the most successful properties on the planet. Whenever you're going through struggles and you're trying to accomplish a goal, and it's not as easy as you thought, and there's roadblock after roadblock, look at that as a good thing. Look at that as a good sign. Look at it as you're being tested to see how bad you really want to accomplish that goal, because you could look at it the other way. If it happens too fast, too quickly, too easily, that might be a bad sign, because it's not supposed to be easy. because then you'll be saying to yourself, is this too good to be true? Is it like, what's going on here? This happened too easily, too quickly, and that might be, it might be because, okay, maybe you're getting a little bit of luck in the beginning, but then you're just going to have to go through hell a little bit later. So if you're experiencing it in the beginning, not only take that as a good sign, but again, use that as a motivator to say, okay, I'm ready for the test. I'm ready to jump over these hoops. I'm ready to do what I need to do to accomplish that goal, to get to the finish line. Like when I first started my business, I naively thought, oh, I have 10, 15 products. With these 10, 15 products, within a month or two times, tops, I'll be making enough money, more than enough to pay my bills and still have money left over. Wrong. Believe me, I've had my share of failures and, learning what not to do. But that's the great thing about failure. When you fail, especially through experience, sometimes it's just as important to learn what not to do and what doesn't work. So now you can cross those off the list. Okay, I tried it this way, it doesn't work. And I tried that way, and it tried that way. And then, get all that out of the way. And, to get to accomplishing that goal. So, or look at a lot of self-made, wealthy people, self-made millionaires, self-made billionaires, rags to riches stories. They're out there aplenty. And you know what I mean? So, like if you have nothing and you want to build wealth, nobody's going to do it overnight. Nobody's going to do it in a month. No one's going to do it in a year. Probably not even 5 years, That's the catch, especially when it comes to a lot of goals out there, but especially wanting to start your own business and wanting to start to build wealth. That's another thing you got to keep in mind is there's no get rich quick, schemes. I mean, they're schemes, but, they're mostly scams. And sometimes our emotion takes over and almost can be sucked into a lot of these get rich quick schemes, but the people that are selling them, you got to ask yourself, if they're getting so rich off of this program, why are they selling it to other people, and that sort of thing. So yeah, you're gonna go through struggles, and it's gonna take time. That's the catch, is you got to have patience, but you got to be consistency, and building wealth, building towards your dreams. Boo and D Man and Mike. My favorite, Jenny. Thank you very much. Toke says perseverance, persistence, endurance, resilience, sexuality, energy, virtue, empathy, reinvent, ambition, nuance, create, empowerment. Let that sink in. Can you feel it? Can you feel the power? I can. But the great thing about, after years of so-called failures, whatever doesn't kill your dream makes it even stronger. So keep that in mind. And there's been moments, there has been days, 4 or 5 years ago when I almost gave up. Not completely, but gave up on the idea of, what, maybe, I'm not going to be able to make a full-time living off of just, running my own business. Maybe I do have to go get another job again just to, make ends meet. You know what I mean? So I was still going to continue on with the store and making items and adding them and building up the store, or I might have a day where I just give up. But it would just be for the day. So it is okay to take a break and say, I just give up. I can't deal with this anymore. And then cool off. And then within the next day or two, you'll get a second wind. And then you'll go back at it again. Have your rest, have your whatever, and just, and get back up. It's, you get knocked back down to the ground. Don't stay on the ground. You got to get back up and then keep going at it. Toke says, this is powerful stuff. Thank you. I hope I'm able to help and be motivating a little bit here and there, and just learn. And telling you from my own experience. I'm not telling you from year zero of my journey. I have experience now to back up what I'm saying. So yeah, I had my moments where I was like, I don't think I'm gonna. Gave up on the dream of being able to make a living with this stuff. But then what would happen is I would have a month where, I didn't make enough to pay the bills, which, by the way, wouldn't be possible had I not first had like a 2-year emergency fund saved up, where I could afford to not make enough to pay the bills because I had plenty in emergencies, and that was the whole point. So that way, when I was ready to start the business, I would have that to help supplement, slow months as I was getting started and struggling, from the beginning, which I'm going to be making a whole live and a whole video talking about how to start your own business. So, yeah. Jen says, I always run around saying I need an adult until someone helps me. That's a good one. And Tug says, I should have used experience for one of the E's, darn it. Yeah. So, yeah, when I first started, I'd have that month where, I made less than my bill money. And then the month after that, and then I would start to, those feelings of doubt would creep in and be like, but am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right path? Do I need to find another job? But then it seemed like just as I was having those doubts, then I'd have an awesome month where I made more than enough money and more than the past 2 months combined. And I'd be like, okay, maybe not. So I would keep working at it. That's what I've been doing 24/7 before the YouTube channel even, creating items, adding them to the store, a couple items here, a couple items there, starting at 10 items. Now I'm at almost 1,000 items. But I'd be like, great, I can continue focusing on this. It looks like it is going to work. Then it'd be followed by another month where it wasn't so great again. Or like I'd have 2 or 3 months straight of great sales. And then followed by, again, that month or month or two of now it's dipped down again. And then the doubts would creep back in again. And then again, I'd be like, maybe I should, find another part-time job or do something in order, whatever. And then the week after that, the month after that, I'd go back to having a great month. So a heck of a financially frustrating, emotional roller coaster the first year or two of when I first started doing this. But luckily, I persevered, I pushed through, and I just kept going and going until it became more consistent, more stable, and then eventually, climb. So last year's sales was the best that I've had out of the first 4 years combined, and now this year, man, it is going to be insane because it's going to be way more this year than last year, because at the very tail end of last year, I added about 50 to 100 more items, and out of those 50, a lot of those have already turned into some of my best-selling items. And I can definitely now see that at the end of each week, at the end of each month, that the compounding effect is really, taking effect. So, yeah, Jen says, business booming, baby. That's right. But the only catch is, I have 1,000 more items that are still on my to-do list. But the catch being, it takes time. If I could just pause time and make all the items that I want and then add them to the store, I could make I'd be making 10,000 plus a month or more. Who knows, $100,000, $200,000 a year, but it's going to take me another 10, 15 years to get to that point. But hey, at least I won't be bored, and I'll have a great time doing it, and a great time sharing all of my progress and updates with all of my favorite people out there that like to tune in and tag along. Do it at least a little bit every day, and I don't think you'll go wrong. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I learned. So consistency counts for a lot. So yeah, I am beyond grateful that I am now past the I'm doubting it phase, way out of that, and now I'm just in the phase of if only I had more time though. That's it's the cliche that we hear in all movies. Time is always against us, and time is always against me. So it it it. But I loved it. I love challenges and love doing whatever I can to figure out what do I got to do to be more efficient, make my time more efficient. Toke said that's how I built up my opiate tolerance. Very important. So, yeah, just whatever goal that you have, if that's realistic and achievable, don't give up. Take breaks here and there, but don't ever say, I give up completely. I'm not doing anything ever again to contribute to whatever. I'm failing too much. No excuse. You got to get up. You got to stay up. You got to keep at it. So I hope that helps. Let's say you haven't started yet on whatever you want to achieve. Maybe it'll help knowing that, to expect that you're going to have failures, you're going to have frustration, you're going to have doubts, you're going to have ups and downs over a matter of months and even years. But you gotta keep at it. But, be smart about things. Go with your gut, too, Always have an emergency fund. Always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And everything will work out just fine. Know what I'm saying? I think you do. So, yeah. Hopefully, Zach will do a Drive Time Live as soon as I'm done here in a couple of minutes. And then don't forget to tune in to the Incredible Impressions Live panel later tonight at 7:30, starring me. That's right. So, I hope to see you all there. So I think that about does it. I think I'm going to get an early start, head and drop off this massive collection of 16 packages at the post office. I need to get some more. What do I need to get? I need more Parmesan cheese, which is another one of my carb and sugar-free foods and snacks that I like. The Parmesan or Romano powdered cheese. I like to take a couple slices of pepperoni and put some on there and just eat those. So we get a cheesy pepperoni snack. And or sometimes I'll just take a tablespoon and just eat it right out of the container. Or, whatever. So, yeah, I need to get some more of that. I need to get some more Arizona teas. And I think I'm good on supplies. Oh, and finally remembered sheet protectors. Okay. And Toke says, beautiful ambience. Ain't it great? I don't know why I didn't think of using that before. So I'm gonna make that a permanent part of the lives as well. I'm gonna be doing some more editing vlog lives for some super cool, super chill editing while listening to this cool music stream. And I'm just constantly coming up with all kinds of ideas. So over time, little by little, hopefully you'll have noticed how the lives have evolved over time. Back from, look at my first live and look at the lives I've been doing recently. So, yeah, Toke says, you have excellent taste, Boo. Very picky taste. It takes me hours just to find channels like this and music that I like this. It's a blessing and it's a curse, but I'm glad I found it. And I already put it's the YouTube channel. the echoing veil. And it's a 24/7 live broadcast stream of this music. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Very relaxing, very calming and whatnot. So yeah, you know, and I'm still not done creating even more elements for the lives. It is gonna be going off the walls, yo. Which is why I cannot wait to finish everything that I'm working on, because I think you guys will be impressed, you'll be pleased, you'll be wowed, you'll be, you know, this is what living the movies is all about, because that's what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, punk rock, giving me some crowns. Oh yeah, and a monkey. Thanks for the monkey. I love him. And yeah, monkey, muscle monkey. Jen says, when will you do part 2 of reenactment of Back to the Future? Oh man, that's why I can't wait to catch up, so I can be more flexible like that and do that and finish that, because I do want to finish that. So, but it's been so long, like I almost kind of want to do it again and do it from the beginning and do it right, and have the script so I won't forget lines, you know, or scenes or whatever, and do it justice, knowing it's gonna knock me off my butt. But you know, with all the different new assets that I'm creating, though, you know, Mike would you do a Back to the Future collaboration with Daryl Furtado? I have not heard of that person. Can we vote for your first mod, Mike? I vote for punk rock. I'm not worried about that yet, but I'll put them on the list. Punk rock is the best mod. Alright. So yeah, I'm really excited for the future of this channel. I know it's cliche to say you ain't seen nothing yet, but really, you ain't seen nothing yet. I can't wait to catch up on everything, so that way I could be putting out consistent vlogs and lives and shorts and become the future vlog master. I'm gonna make it happen. I have been working on it. You know, that again, just add to my list of goals. Get to where I could put out consistent videos, to where across live shorts and vlogs, on average, you'll get at least one piece of content from me one way or another every day, more or less, you know. And I know I've been slacking, but it's only because, you know, the store that sucks the time away from me, and you know, that sort of thing. But I appreciate all the love and support, and for you guys helping to continue to motivate me even more. And in turn, I hope I motivate, you know, some of you here and there. So thank you guys very much. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you all later tonight at 7:30. So I really hope you enjoyed this live stream, and if you did, and you're new here, then please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one, and leave me some comments. Give it a thumbs up and share the video. You can also follow me on all of my other social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Visit my Hollywood Toys online store. All those links are in the description box below. Jen says, you're such a light in this dark world. Oh, thank you. I hope so. And thanks for everybody always saying nice things about me. I love you all. You really make my day. And just give me more reason to go on. We shall go on, you know? And Toke says, bye. We love you, Mike. I love you too, Tokes. Oh, yes. So, with that being said, I don't know how I could top that, other than to say, stay tuned for even more amazing Hollywood Toys videos right after this. Plenty of fun stuff to go through while you wait for my next live and wait to see us at 7:30. So be sure to check it out. And to everyone out there watching, this is Magic Mike reminding you to live for your family and friends, live your best life, and live the movies.